Hi, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to a new member of the Seabretic Weather Page family, Michelle Jaelin, a registered dietitian, and good to have you here today. And I wanted to introduce you to the folks at home because most of the people who watch this page are commuters. Most of them are between 35 and 65. Most of them tend to be female. And every time we get together with our friends in this age group, it's always, I'm going on another diet, I've been on a diet, I'm not happy, I'm not losing. It's just all negative. There's no positive scenarios out there. And that's why we wanted to bring you aboard to maybe help with this for people who needed some help, trying to lose some weight, trying to keep it down, trying to get it off, because they eat right, they exercise, and nothing seems to be working for them. All the expert stuff just doesn't work. So first of all, what is going on here with these people that don't seem to be able to lose weight, even though they're doing what you folks say?
Right, so the first suggestion I have here is to track what you're eating. So find a way to track everything you're putting in your mouth throughout the day, in addition to meals and snacks and food, also the water and whatever fluid you take throughout the day.
Okay, that's great, but we hear that from everybody. Write down, get a piece of paper, carry that around with you, and a pen, write down. It's not going to work. People will do it maybe for an hour, maybe a couple of days at best. It's not going to work, so that doesn't happen. There's got to be a better way.
Right, so this is why technology is fantastic, because there's so many apps these days you can use that you can easily download on your phone. So if you're just to search, in the App Store and you put in things like MyFitnessPal or you put in Eat Tracker, you'll easily find ones that you can use.
And then what do you do there? You put that all in and you may be surprised at your intake, you may not be. And what happens after that?
Well, I find most of the time people actually are very surprised at what they're intaking, what they're eating, and they find they're actually probably eating more than they expected that they were eating in the first place.
And maybe wine might contribute to that?
Yes, wine does contribute to that. Unfortunately, yes, wine does have calories. That's something a lot of people don't know because they don't have food labels.
Okay. So now then, once they do the tracking of it, how long should they track, by the way?
Oh, a good maybe 3 days. It doesn't have to be, I'd say, 2 weekdays and 1 weekend day. And you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself.
Okay. Once you have that, then how do you compare that to what people should be taking in? Because you see all kinds of statistics. If you're this height or you're this weight, this is what you should take. It's just all over the place.
Well, I always say, too, that planning is the backbone to healthy eating. And I always say it's very good to have healthy snacks on hand so that you don't feel hangry, which is what I call hungry and angry, and you don't feel tempted to go through the drive-thru and get a donut and coffee, but also to be mindful about what you're eating.
You brought along a little chart here for your hangry. That's a new word in the dictionary. Hangry. Okay, so just tell us a little bit about what this is and how it affects us.
So this is a hunger scale. And I try to think of your hunger as a scale. Sometimes people find that they eat when they're bored, when they're stressed, when they're sad. They may not actually be hungry. But when you're actually hungry, you don't want to wait until you're at a 0 here, which is when you're ravenous, because you're most likely going to eat until you're at a 10, when that's like Thanksgiving dinner and you're stuffed. So I say to keep track of your hunger, be mindful of it, and eat when you're at about a 1 or 2, and so that your hunger levels, you'll only eat till maybe when you're at an 8.
You're talking about maybe grazing? Is that the word to use?
Grazing or maybe healthy snacking.
Okay, and speaking of healthy snacking, Michelle brought along some healthy snacks. We don't have time to get into that today, but next week we're going to talk about healthy snacks, how to pair them up, and maybe that should give people a good head start on losing that weight, getting back into shape, feeling a little more happy about themselves as well. Thanks for being with us this week. And how can people get a hold of you if they have questions?
You can reach me at my website. It is nutritionartist.com. I am also on Facebook at nutritionartist Michelle Jaelin RD.
See you next week.
See you then.